This is The Mirror with Sarah and Ryan. We are two friends trying to heal and create community together with the magic of tarot and energy healing. So, this is your time to reflect and receive. So, let's get into it. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, hello. And it's almost my favorite time of year. It's back to school season, it's pumpkin spice season, and I am feeling really excited, not just for myself, but also for you, because we're both on the cusp of like a huge, maybe even like radical transformation. So,
Totally.
so I'll let you speak to what you're going through yourself, but on my end, I am leaving a career and going into a new job, one where I will be more relaxed and more at ease, less living in a state of constant anxiety. And I cannot like wait for this new chapter for myself. And I'm beyond excited.
I'm so excited for you. We really have to have like a big celebration for ourselves because that's huge. I'm so excited. For me, I'm moving back to a place where I lived pre-COVID, pre-2020, and I wasn't that excited to live there in the beginning, but now I'm very excited to go back. I'll be starting a new job. I'll be making lots of new friends. It feels very on the cusp of something big. And I mean, we were talking earlier, like back to school time, that is when I feel like my life is getting back to order. Like things make more sense. I'm more serious. I'm ready to like get shit together after, a summer of fun or burnout or whatever it is.
Yeah, or like a summer of like, like radical, painful transformation as well. That's I'm leaving the door open to that too. I just met up with a friend last night and we're like, oh, how's your summer going and stuff? And she's like, it's hard. And I'm like, yeah, I had a tough summer supporting myself for changes. And if you're having a tough summer and are supporting yourself for changes, go check out our last two podcast episodes. They are all about that. But today I'm ready to jump into some like fun back to school energy, like what's next, what's ahead. I just got a new agenda, and there's no feeling like a new agenda and writing in your new agenda and getting rid of the old one. So that's what I want to energetically kind of get into, that same practice, and what I'm going to ask the tarot cards about today. Did you have anything you wanted to like ask tarot cards, or anything you wanted me to know before I jump into my reading?
No, I'm so stoked. I just want to let the universe know that like we are ready for positive change and some like goodness in our lives. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what the cards say.
Okay, wonderful. I'm right there with you. So I've got my deck in my hand. I'm working with my Wild Unknown Tarot again today. I'm just going to give it a shuffle and take this time to notice where your body is touching something solid. Maybe your feet are on the floor, maybe your big old booties in your chair. For me, my very expensive office chair, I'm very proud of this purchase. When I lean back, it like cradles and supports me, and it just feels very spiritual as well. Just feel where you're connected to something, and kind of notice that sensation of support in your body. And I'm going to cut the deck and start my reading now. Okay. So interesting and supportive stuff coming up. I'm just going to also pull the card from the bottom of the part of the deck I selected as like another little like extra piece. Okay, so our first card that we got is Nine of Pentacles. There is another Pentacle card coming up. So Pentacles, this is a suit of earth, grounding, support. It's the suit of money, finances, careers, the skills that we have that we use to bring money into our house and our actual physical house as well. So the nine represents a stage in our life where we are nesting and we are creating the perfect home environment that supports us. Especially if you go through the world as a not man, it's tough out there and you have to mask, and it's hard to get by this like hyper capitalistic patriarchal society. But our homes are like the one place where we can really be ourselves, be comfortable, restore and recharge. And you just need to hear that. You just need to hear that. You need to be reminded of the power that you have to create this safe space for yourself to regenerate, to restore. Um, and it doesn't have to be like, I'm saying regenerate, restore, it sounds quite clinical, but it gets to be fun. It gets to be creative. Um, I'll just tilt my camera in case you're watching on YouTube. I put a new poster up in my bedroom, a Taylor Swift poster. Like, there's no reason that your home can't be a beautiful reflection of yourself, even if you're renting or even if you have a small space. So this Nine of Pentacles energy card is coming up to remind us about the importance of our environment and feeling lush and flush with cash in our environment, right? So what can you do? What's like one thing you can do this season to support that or to kind of shift the energy of that? Our next card that we got is the Six of Cups, which is really sweet. It's interesting. Like Ryan said, she was moving back to a place she'd already lived before. And as for me, I'm going back to another industry that I've worked in before. And the Six of Cups is actually like a bit of a time travel card. It's a bit of like a reflection of the past card, especially related to nostalgia. So, for example, like I just went to Disneyland and I went on like 3 hours of sleep. I had just gotten my period and then I got a cold. So I was tired. But looking back now, like I only remember the good things. I don't really remember how exhausted I felt. I remember the kind of magical memories I created with my partner. That's the same thing with the Six of Cups. So we're looking back and we're reflecting on all these past experiences, like these tree roots on this card, all these like roots we've laid before, and we're drawing energy from them now to continue to grow upwards and grow strong. Um, there's something that you did in the past, or there's some energy you were in the past. And right now, this is just like a gentle tap on your shoulder to be like, hey, remember when we felt connected? Remember when we lit up at Christmas morning? Like, remember that excitement, that energy? It's usually always really fond, heartfelt memories. This is the cups, right? This is the suit of emotion and the heart and love. So there's some experience from your past that's asking to be reflected on now, because there could be like a little kernel of truth, a little like seed that you can pluck from your past and kind of nurture now in the future, that's going to emotionally kind of support and sustain you. So for me, that could look like organizing my vacation photos and sharing them. It could look like remembering my childhood bedroom and how wild and wacky it was, and making my current bedroom even wilder and wackier. There's something there for you, I think. And then the last card in our 3 card spread is the Daughter of Pentacles. So there's a really strong desire in our collective, which is anyone who's like listening to us and us included at any time, anywhere in the world. Right now, there's this really strong desire in the collective to embody this Daughter of Pentacles energy, which is, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what the path is or what the outcome is going to be, but I have a goal. I have a vision of creating a beautiful life for myself, where I'm sustaining myself and even have enough to sustain my friends and family. And I'm going to go out in the world and build it. I've learned enough, like school's out. I've graduated. I've learned enough. I'm ready to go out in the real world now and start taking even tiny baby steps towards building that future for us. And then finally, the last card we got, because these cards all seem so lovely and I kept expecting something bad to happen. Just kidding. I did want like another message, like, hey, like something to kind of like anchor us in this. And we got the Seven of Wands card, which is a beautiful kind of reminder, I think, as we're going through Nine of Pentacles energy, reflecting on our past, and the Six of Cups energy, and embodying this Daughter of Pentacles energy. This beautiful reminder that sometimes we do need to go do the exceptional thing. Sometimes we do need to burn brightly on our own, and nobody else will understand why we're doing what we're doing. Sometimes we need to be in that energy for a while to get where we're really meant to be. So this is just your invitation to not settle. This is just your invitation to remember your authenticity, and remember that um, you don't have to change for other folks. You don't have to change because society says that some aspect of yourself isn't cool or okay. You get to be exactly who you are. And when you do that, it's actually a very powerful practice. You actually shift things, not just for yourself, you're going to shift things on like a macro level for the rest of us too. That's what came through for me. Ryan, how did this reading sit with you? Do you have any questions for me?
When you pulled that Seven of Wands card, I got teary-eyed. I felt a lot of emotion come up. I've been talking to my intuition and my own oracle cards, and the message that keeps coming up is be courageous. And I feel like I'm already courageous by doing these things and by choosing and being like, no, this is what I'm doing. But it's just, I think it's like a reminder that we are being courageous, and like we need to appreciate that about ourselves too. That really hit me, and it was beautiful. But I would like to hear a little bit more about the Daughter of Pentacles, and kind of like maybe your perspective in your life of how you're going to embody that, because I think I need a little bit more for myself.
Sure. So this Daughter of Pentacles card is a court card. These cards represent people in our lives, or they represent aspects of ourselves. And because I read from a lens of like self-empowerment and personal power and growth, I tend to see these as more like these are aspects of ourselves that we tap into for different chapters of our life. So right now, for this card to show up like this, we're being asked to tap into this aspect of ourselves who is hopeful for the future, who wants to build something. They don't have all the answers yet. There's actually still quite a youthful energy in this daughter card. And she's represented by like this. I don't even think she's quite mature yet, maybe like a teenage deer, right? So she's gonna make some mistakes along the way. She's gonna have some unsure footing. But there's also a rainbow in the card representing like hope, and like she's kind of gently guided through this process of figuring out what the next steps are. Just the process of taking steps is the magic. Or so how this would what this would look like practically embodying this is that would look like getting clear on what your goal is. The archetype in this card, they're a big goal is like, I want a house, I want a family, I want to be able to take care of everybody. Pretty basic things. But not everyone wants to be like a matriarch of a family, and not everybody wants a large property that they own. So whatever those big things are for you in your future, whether it's creating a family, finding a long-term partner, um, this is also a card about work and it's like money and finance and career. So this could be about like getting a little bit more clarity on the direction you want your work life to take as well. You don't have to have all the answers, but just kind of like reflecting on your big future is going to be really helpful, because then you'll kind of like veer off the path less, you know what I mean? Without that kind of big anchor or guiding star, let's say, you might just be wandering around the forest a little bit longer, and maybe that's all life is anyway. So go have at her. But if you want to kind of like ride this wave of September coming back to school energy, like having like a focus point, just like we did when we were little, midterms are coming up, finals are coming up. Here, I need to get my grades up. Everything was very goal oriented and focused. So now that you don't have teachers breathing down your neck, what do you want to put your energy into? It's kind of invitation there.
That was helpful, thank you. And I wrote down some notes like taking steps is the magic. That's so true. And we don't have to have all the answers. I think that just like really lightened my own load. I can be really like, what's the right way and what's the wrong way? But there is no right or wrong. And so it's just like taking a step. Thank you, universe, for that message. How did this hit for you?
Um, well, just like to go off of what you said quickly, like, do you really want to know like exactly where you're gonna like where's the fun in that? Where's the adventure? Um, you're not omniscient. It would actually suck to be omniscient, I think. So you're exactly where you need to be, is my reflection to you about that. Looking at these cards, seeing the pentacles was really cool because I don't typically resonate with this energy. I'm more like a sword, air, like I'm like an air sign. I'm more like analytical and in my head about things. So to get all these like all this grounding, like strengthening kind of energy and um, imagery, especially like even this one, um, was kind of cool. It's kind of like root to rise kind of like message in a sense, which is really interesting and helpful. I think that um, I can have a tendency in this back to school energy to like say yes to everything, overcommit, and then burn out. So this is kind of like a little bit of like a tug on the leash, so to say, like a correction, like, hey, like I know you're really excited about this new stuff happening, and I want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, supporting yourself, remembering why you're doing all this. Some mornings I wake up early and go to the gym. Some mornings I wake up late and eat McDonald's for breakfast. Kind of like a balance, a flow. So that's kind of what I saw reflected in these. And with the seven of wands, usually this is a really fun, hopeful message. And I'm like, yes, like I do everything on my own. Like I don't need anyone. But here, like I'm actually like it have a little bit of sadness come up for me with this because like I feel like I have been on my own. I feel like I have been burning bright. How much longer am I gonna have to do this? So that's just an interesting thought or fear to pop up for me because that could be indicative that I need a bit more community support. Um, and if you do too, this is exactly the kind of work you should be doing.
I love that. I've been trying to think of like what for the energy healing, what kind of goal for the healing. And I loved that you said these cards are grounding and strengthening energy. I think embodying that, really allowing us to feel grounded, to feel strengthened so we can take those steps, so we can embody that Daughter of Pentacles energy. Is there anything else that's like screaming at you or that you personally want?
Let me just reflect on these cards. We got Nine of Pentacles. That one's sitting well with me. So any kind of energy that makes us feel like kind of like less effuse and more like contained. The kind of grounding, the rooting, the shooting. Maybe we could spend a little bit longer on our like final grounding visualization. Daughter of Pentacles, there's like this rainbow that I really like in it, and I think that's just like kind of like hope. Maybe we can be in like a rainbow bubble or something. And then just any messages or any support around being on your own and being okay with that would be helpful for me.
Okay. I love that. I also love the idea of a rainbow bubble. So we're doing it. And also whatever the universe decides we need, because that's a big part of it too. I can have my physical conscious brain being like, this is what we're gonna do. But sometimes it's like, what works? What do we actually need? Okay. So take a few deep breaths, really feel again into your body. Maybe put your hands on your legs or on your heart space in your stomach so you can really feel that support, that groundedness. Takes a few deep breaths. First, I'm going to wrap us up in a big bubble of light, that which only serves your most loving, joyful, courageous, peaceful, hopeful, beautiful, best and highest good and divine law and order to come through this bubble. Maybe it's a rainbow bubble. I'm already seeing some rainbows. And we thank the earth, we thank our spirit team, and we ask them to be with us now, to watch over us, to guide us, to help us shift what we need to shift, hear what we need to hear, release what we need to release in a way that works best for our mind, body, spirit. So, like your own mind, body, spirit, and my own mind, body, and spirit in a complete and gentle way. Okay, I'm going to connect to your energy. Now is a great time to set your own intention. Perhaps you really need that support about, being on your own and maybe wanting to find community, or perhaps you need that groundingness or that hope. So set that intention. Wow. Oh, that's such an emotional image I saw. I just in my energy healing modality, which is IET, integrative energy therapy, we always receive energy first before I connect. And I got this image of like perhaps the daughter of Pentacles holding our hand and was like leading us, kind of like, you're not here alone, let me take you. Whew, that was emotional. Okay, I'm in. Feel a lot of heaviness on our shoulders. The shoulders are the shoulds, so we're just going to gently and quickly release that. I think this is a good reminder that, we are embodying this vision, our dream, and we don't need to do the shoulds, what you should do. This is your dream. This is your vision. Of course, I mean, pay your bills, right? You have to do that. I want you to live safely and happily. But do you really have to, I don't know, feel that societal pressure to whatever? No, you don't. You get to make your own rules for that. So we're first going to start with some grounding and some strengthening energy. So really, I want you to really imagine a a gold bubble of maybe like a gold cloud above you, and it's raining down gold energy. And that gold energy is going in your cells, in your body, around your body. It's filling up your feet, your legs, your pelvis, going in between the cells, in each cells. And this gold light, this gold energy is strengthening. It is grounding. It is supportive and courageous energy. Oh, and I think we all need to hear that, like, even though like moving or starting a new job, we've probably done it before, right? This isn't maybe something new, but that doesn't mean it can't be challenging or pushing us out of our comfort zone or making us feel a little wobbly. And so perhaps we need to be a little bit more gentle with ourselves and proud of ourselves for doing this, because yes, you needed to get a new job or you needed to move or whatever it is, it's also challenging. And so let this energy really fill you up and really feel proud of yourself. And remember, it doesn't need to be something so big as moving, a new job, or whatever. It could be deciding to meditate in the morning, going on a 5-minute walk, going to bed earlier, whatever it is big. And it is, you are being courageous. I want you to see now that your whole body, your whole aura is filled with this gold light. We're going to spend a little bit extra time in your heart. And we're actually going to ask our heart. Well, first, let's just spend some time in our heart. Sending energy there, it's being filled up. Now I want you to ask your heart, what does your heart need right now? Perhaps it is to be more in community. Perhaps it's to be a little nicer to yourself. Whatever it is, just listen. I'm getting singing, perhaps for me or for someone else, using your voice, hugging someone, swimming, lots of different things coming up. And so now that we know this, what our heart wants, let's just ask the universe, our spirit team, to help to find a way for this to show up for us, to allow us opportunities to accomplish or to experience this. Feeling some grief, letting it release. I definitely feel some grief around this Seven of Wands energy of maybe having to go at this alone. So we're just releasing that. It's not forever. And we're asking the universe to put some community in our next steps. Now we are going to wrap ourselves in a bubble of hope, a rainbow bubble. And while we do this, really let's hold our true vision. Embody that daughter of pentacles energy. Embody the Nine of Pentacles energy. Be in your nest. Be where you want to be. Again, you don't need to have all the answers, but just really feel into that image, that truth for yourself while being surrounded by this rainbow of colors of hope. Ooh, I really feel some, it's not grief, it's that energy of like, I assume when you finish a marathon, you're like, finally, it's just like cathartic. You're like, it's here. It's here. It's within my grasp. And so we're just letting that come through, feeling that. You get to have what you want as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. You deserve it. You are worthy of it. And this future that you want, it wants you to. You know, it's not just you seeking it, but it is also seeking you. And I just want you to put in your heart space the word hope. You can imagine it in all your cells. Let us ground now. Take a few deep breaths. Remember now that you are stronger, you are more hopeful, you are more grounded than you started. So, how do you feel changed than when you first put your hands on your body and really felt that support? I feel more human. I feel like there's more bits of energy to me. I feel stronger personally for me. I want you to see a bright red light or white light, whatever color you'd like, at the base of your spine. It's big, it's bright, it's warm, fills up your pelvis. And then this light goes down your legs, pulls in your feet. Then your feet open up, and then two thick roots go down, 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 deep into the center of the earth. We ask our spirit team to help keep us grounded, help us stay grounded, help us feel grounded. And then we wrap ourselves up in another big bubble of light. Whatever color feels good, perhaps it is a rainbow color. And this is filled with that grounding, strengthening energy. Now take a few deep breaths. I'm going to thank our spirit team, thank the earth. Please continue to allow these energetic effects to gently integrate into our mind, body, spirit. And we thank the earth for allowing us to ground extra deep today. I'm going to disconnect our energy. Send your energy back to you. Call my own energy back to me. How do you feel, Sarah?
I feel exhausted. Yeah, it could be that I've just been going along, going along, and doing all the appointments in my appointment book. And sometimes I don't like get a moment to just sit in stillness with my body until I'm hanging out with you. And then it just hits me like a ton of bricks how much I've been pushing. And It's interesting because like the Nine of Pentacles energy is not really about pushing, it's about relaxing and receiving. So I feel like I literally embody that for a moment. And I think that I'm in a bit of a rest deficit, and that's okay. Um, how did it feel for you?
It felt really strong, and also feelings of sadness. So if that popped up, that is okay. Know that it won't, allow it to pass. And if you need more support, we do have that bonus episode to help you breathe through that. Um, I don't know. It felt really hopeful. And to your point, we both just came off of really intense weekends or weeks. And so I don't personally, but like our energy is always going to be like a roller coaster. And so I think for this time, especially as we continue to go on and do these amazing, wonderful, courageous things, we need to allow ourselves to kind of feel that sadness so we can move forward and to rest more. Because that's what really was coming up for me. Um, and just
Yeah.
being like supportive of yourself. Like you've done so much, you've accomplished so much, you've experienced so much. How can I really celebrate all these moments? And it's a big deal to like go through these changes, and to really give ourselves time to do that. That's what this felt like for me.
Thank you. Yeah. And I did feel like that grief come up. I don't have any story about it. I don't need to, but it
And
was
you don't,
interesting.
yeah,
Like
totally.
I felt it in my throat that I was like, you're like, it's not grief. And I'm like, it's not grief though, like what I'm feeling. Interesting. But yeah, that's I've done energy healing with you now for a few years, and sometimes just emotions, feelings come up and just let them move through you. Um, it's so beautiful that we can do that. Like, it's kind of just what we're here for.
I know. And thank you for saying that. That's such an important part for folks who are maybe new to this practice. We do not need to have a story to anything. That's one of the things for this energy healing modality is it gets the issues out of the tissues without really forcing you to like come up with a story. So just let it go. It doesn't even have to be yours. It could be societal. So we're all going through changes.
Well, thank you so much for your energy healing today, and thanks for making the time to hang out with me.
Yeah.
I hope that you also, if you're listening, you enjoyed this podcast. Feel free to follow us on Spotify, and you can learn more about our work on our respective websites, which are linked in our show notes, I think. If we have show notes, descriptions, maybe they're somewhere.
Somewhere. You
We're on
can
the
find it.
internet.
Find us on the internet.
Use your sleuthing skills. Come on.
I love it. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing and listening, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye, everyone.